Welcome back, Wogglers. So today we're going to be talking about how to create a campaign in Zoho Campaigns. If you've watched some of my other videos, you may know that in Zoho Campaigns, a campaign is an email. So let's just do it. Let's dive right in. All right, so here in Zoho Campaigns on the left-hand side, you've got all of your choices. We're going to click on Campaigns. And so here you have the option of email campaign or SMS campaign. So I guess technically a campaign is not only an email, it could be SMS, but that's a video for a different day. We're gonna do email campaigns. All right, so we haven't created any. Let's create one. All right, so here you've got a lot of different options. You know, you got your regular emails, you got your A and B testing. So if you're working on something and you have copy, but you can't decide which type of email you want to send, you can do kind of a test scenario where some people get A and some people get B, and then you can compare. Then you get RSS. You can put in a Zoho meeting, webinar, Eventbrite, SurveyMonkey, lots of different options you've got here, but we're gonna just do straight up and down regular email campaign. Okay, so the first thing it's gonna ask us to do is give it a name. So we're just gonna say, this is the holiday email. We're gonna save and proceed. All right, so here you're gonna build your campaign in different chunks. So we're gonna start by just giving it a subject, pretty easy. So it'll just be Happy Holidays from Woggle. From here, you have the ability to put in some emojis if that's something you enjoy doing. If you would like to personalize it by putting in a merge tag, so like for the first name, Happy Holidays from Woggle, insert first name here, you can do that. I'm gonna keep it simple. You can also do a pre-header, which I guess if you want to do that, I've never found that interesting as an email user and like person who gets email marketing, but if that's something that you really enjoy doing, then you could do that too. That's fine. Click save. They've got a lot of helpful hints over there on the right hand side. All right, the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to say who is sending the email. So we'll add our sender details. So I'm the only user in my organization, but you could possibly have other verified domain emails and things like that, and you can choose. You can set a sender name so that instead of just an address showing up from, you can have it display a name. So my character, if you will, is Ulysses Zona. So I'm just gonna have it come up as Zona. It's gonna be my email address. We do have this alert here because it's talking about domain authentication and the different steps that you need to go through for domain authentication. That is actually really important. I'll probably just do another video about that entirely, explaining what each of those things is. But if you get to this video first, just make sure you verified your domain. All right, you do have reply tracking available, and then you can set a reply to. So as an example, if you've set up an organization email, so like a info at, or a service at, or something like that, and you're sending the email from the like service at email to all of your customers saying Happy Holidays, but then if anybody replies to those things, you want it to come back to you or to a specific user, you can set that reply to here as a single address. You can have it based on a specific field. So if you click based on a specific field, you can say like if the contact email address, reply to these sorts of things. If you have your CRM integrated, you can have it be sent to the CRM owner email address. So if the lead owners, if you've got them spread out and then you send out a mass email to all of your customers saying Happy Holidays, then when they reply to it, their reply will go directly to whomever owns that record in the CRM. In this case, we're just going to do straight up and down single email address, keeping it simple. All right, and then you hit save. And occasionally I have found that you have to hit save twice if for some reason it forgets. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Sometimes it just has to think about it. All right, and then the next is, who are you sending this campaign to? So let's add some recipients. You have two options here to start from. You can do from a list or from a segment. We're going to do a list. We'll go through segments at a different time. But here we go. So now we've got all of our lists available to us. They kind of come in as a recently created, but you could, you know, if you've got tons and tons of lists, you can filter them in a variety of ways, or you can search for a specific list that you're looking for. All right, so we're going to do it from a trade show. So we just had a trade show here, and we uploaded a list from all the people we met, and we want to send them a little holiday thing. All right, and last but certainly not least, we're going to create our content. All right, so from here, again, you've got a couple of different options. We have some pre-designed templates, some basic templates, and then down here you could do an HTML code editor. So if you have created your campaign in a different application and you've done an HTML export, you can import the HTML code here. If you do that, you will definitely have to tweak it a little bit because the HTML code reading and stuff is not perfect, I've found. Then you got your plain text editor. Oh, sorry, this one's the upload HTML. This one you can go ahead and edit directly in HTML if that's something that you are well versed in doing. And then here you can import the HTML. Or you can, if you've recently sent a couple of campaigns, you can just kind of start from there and use that as a jumping off point. You can be like, oh, the email that I sent yesterday, I just want to use that. For us, we're going to use some of the pre-designed templates. And look, holidays is right up here at the top. All right, so you got some welcome ones, which are fun. You got some holidays, some seasonal offers and deals, some thank yous, event announcements. These are all really great. And what I tend to like to do with these is I just kind of use one of them and tweak it a little bit to my specific business needs. So that's all well and good. Let's say that we're going to actually do a winter sale. That's our little happy holidays. So that'll be fun. From here, what it's doing is it's pulling in your logo. You can go. This is a specific image. It's just kind of a stock. Hey, put your logo here. And so you can change it by uploading your own. There's that. And a lot of this is going to be going in, and if you want to update the image, you're going to change the image. You just click on the property here in the actual email itself. And if you click into a text box, it's going to give you all of the things that you could possibly want here. You can edit it directly. Maybe I don't like burr. You know, maybe we want phew. You know, it's getting cold in here. That sort of thing. You can update the line spacing. You can update the font. There's almost too many options. In fact, you can add these merge tags so that it's pulling information from each contact and kind of customizing each individual email. You can add these buttons that have hyperlinks. When you click on them, you can add your link to the URL. You can open it in a new window or the same window. You can check out the design of the button and change that. You know, maybe you want a nice curve instead of the sharp angles. When you have finished designing your perfect email campaign, you can either preview and test from here directly, or you can just hit proceed. For us, we're going to go ahead and hit proceed. All right, so now our campaign has been approved. You may occasionally see things like your campaign is being approved. That's an internal back-end thing that Zoho does, is they basically check your email to make sure it doesn't have any huge red flags marked as spam kind of a thing. And so if it does, it will come back and it'll say, hey, your campaign hasn't been approved because you have broken links, or your campaign hasn't been approved because your images are too large, that sort of thing. And it'll kind of like walk you through some of the heavy hitters of email deliverability. And then we've got some launch options. We can send this immediately. We can send it in batches. So if we have a very, very large list, you can send it in smaller batches until the list is completed. We can send it later to schedule it for a fixed time. And then you can also go through and just review everything that you've done. You can send a test email so that you can see in your own inbox what it's going to look like. And then down here for advanced options, we have even further email tracking abilities. We've got integrated, if you have integrated it with Zoho CRM, these do automatically turn on. So if you do not want those things to happen, you have to turn them off. You can set up some scoring based upon how your contacts interact with your email. You can set up response actions. You can add it as an event in your calendar. Just lots and lots of options available to you. But there you go, and then you hit send. If you have just started your Zoho campaign and you haven't completed your company details, you might receive a pop-up that says you need to fill out all this information. But we'll, again, deal with that in a different video. And I'll see you in the next one. Happy campaigning! Woggle woggle!